Hello, everybody! Anime Reflux. So, I have a question to posit to you, lady and gentlemen. What
Yes.
if wrestling were real?
There would probably be a lot more lawsuits from damage to property in person.
Yeah, a lot of lawsuits. More than there are now, because there are a lot now.
I mean, it's all in the waiver.
Those things don't do anything. But yeah,
They probably do, but yeah. So, yeah. Tiger Mask W. That is the name of the show, right?
yes, yes,
Tiger
it
Mask
is.
W, not Tiger Maskua or something weird. These shows sometimes.
It's Tiger Mask W.
Yeah. So, Tiger Mask W is a show where wrestling is that's pretty much the entire premise. It's a very high concept show. Is just
Yeah.
wrestling is real.
For some background, this is a friggin' remake. There was an original Tiger Mask cartoon in the 70s. And then a promotion called New Japan Pro Wrestling decided, hey, this is a cool character. Let's make him an actual wrestler. So they made a Tiger Mask and put him in the ring for real. And there have been 4 Tiger Masks. And then the Tiger Mask W anime came out. So they made a Tiger Mask W. And his rival, Tiger the Dark, was also used on Real Wrestling TV to promote the cartoon. So yeah, that was last year.
Was
when all
it
this occurred?
entertaining?
Yes, because the guy playing Tiger Mask W was fucking awesome.
Good. I
Wow.
will say this is a universe where kayfabe doesn't exist because it doesn't need to. It's all real. Very real.
Yes. Dangerously real, as we find out very early in the episode.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
heels are actual psychopaths, and the faces are just I don't know, shonen protagonists, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the general idea of wrestling in Japan.
That
dude
dude
has
has daggers on his hands. Like, what the fuck?
I can tell you some stuff, man.
I mean, let's be real. That's the general idea between wrestling in general is just the good guys, shonen protagonists, and the bad guys are monsters. As far as I understand it, anyway.
Yeah, there are many flavors of bad guy in wrestling, but that is one of them, and that is what we got here from Yellow. What is his name?
Yellow Devil?
Yellow Devil, yeah.
Yellow Devil. Yeah, Yellow Devil is a psycho, and he's beating up this dude. Who's the dude's name? I didn't.
It was just a regular name. I think it started with she.
Yeah. Well, let's just. He's the main character's. Let's see, senpai, basically. So Yellow Devil's beating this dude's ass, including splitting his chest wide open with claws on his hands.
I don't think that's illegal. I don't think it's legal.
It's not. But here's the thing about wrestling in Japan, especially in New Japan Pro Wrestling, referees never call DQ for anything. Almost nothing. It's kind of ridiculous.
I seriously thought he died.
Yeah, that was probably the idea that was meant to be given off.
Yeah. I mean,
Because,
that at
yeah.
all. I don't know. This is going to be the episode where Casey gets all of the wrestling terminology wrong, but where he does the basically slamming him into the mat with like the neck seeming to be
Yeah.
that's a real move, but
That is a real
usually
move.
it's done so that you don't break your neck.
Kenshi, I believe this is your time to shine.
Oh yeah.
Hit him with what's called in America the Spanish fly, which is a flipping suplex off the top and drops poor old senpai homeboy on his neck, like above his shoulders, stacking him up on his neck, actually.
That just sounds so dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
But he's in a
Ouch.
wheelchair the next time we see him, so yeah. Yeah, it kind of is.
It is. It is very dangerous. And in this
Yeah.
universe where wrestling is really real, it's even more dangerous. So
Yeah.
on the outside, while this beatdown is taking place, we find our main characters who are basically at this point, they're trainees, what we call in the wrestling business, especially in Japan, young boys. They're just there to like sit there and watch, like give the dude water, hold the ropes open for him, just, you know, grunt work while they train.
So they're
That's how they
literally called shonen. In this.
Basically. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what are their names? Naoto and Takuma. Naoto has the brown hair. Takuma has black
Takuma.
hair. He will get an Takuma.
Takuma, thank you.
Takuma will have the black hair, and he gets another trait because in the middle of this beating that their senpai gets, they run in and try and stop it, and Yellow Devil just kicks their ass, including using the blades on his hand to cut Takuma across the face, leaving him with a scar. So,
I feel like that's something a referee would call because, like, that's not a wrestler. That's a child, basically.
no one really cares about young boys.
Yes. If wrestling's real, then the heels get away with everything.
Pretty much.
Good point. Also, was anyone else, okay, in actual Japanese wrestling, is it common for people with just regular names to be mixed with people with stage names?
Yes.
Okay, because that kind of threw me off.
I mean, that's the same in American wrestling too, isn't it?
Sort of, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you
It
get
depends on-
Mankind, but you also get John Cena and freaking, I don't know a lot of modern wrestlers. Ric Flair, Stardust, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends. Basically, the criteria of your name in wrestling is, does your name sound cool enough to get anyone's attention? If not, you're going to change it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What do you go by the way? I think we've asked this before, but I forget.
The name I go by is Bellamy Koga or just Koga, depending on where I go. So, yeah.
So that's 2 anime references.
It is. So yeah. So Takuma gets his face cut, but both he and Naoto swear revenge on Yellow Devil for putting their senpai in the hospital and ending his career. So you got that set up.
Wasn't one of them like their actual son?
Yeah, I was pretty sure. I was pretty sure the guy who eventually becomes Tiger Mask did call him Dad, like once.
I think you're right. I think.
So one of them's just a son and one of them's a disciple, just a son. One of them's a son, one of them's a disciple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Takuma is the son of the dude who got destroyed in there.
Yeah.
I think so.
So yeah. So, all right. So 3 years later, we find Naoto training in the woods, and he's doing this by hanging upside down from a tree limb when a bear approaches and attacks him, and he proceeds to kill this bear with a palm strike that swings him around, allowing him to grab the bear and suplex it onto its neck, killing the bear.
They like
Hey.
Professional
suplexes in the
wrestling.
show.
Hey, don't do it. I'm not tasty at all.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm sick of bears.
Implying that he has killed other bears. Implying that he has killed other bears in similar fashion before.
That's basically saying, hey, don't do this. I'm not tasty at all. And neither are you, so neither of us is going to get anything out of this. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, I think that's Takuma, by the way, not Naoto. I think Naoto was the other one.
Naoto's the no, that's Naoto. Naoto is the
Is it? Okay.
brown-haired one that was tied up. Takuma, meanwhile, is climbing mountain with other wrestlers, and they're all in wrestling gear.
Yeah, it starts out looking like, okay, this is just like hardcore train. He's climbing a mountain naked because he's that badass cool. And then it turns out there's another guy that's training behind him, and he's like, I will be the king of naked mountain climbing, and tries to pull him down off the mountain. But he reverses it and pulls the other guy off the mountain. And then
And that
it
guy
pans
falls
out,
to his death.
and it turns out there's like a dozen dudes naked mountain climbing, so this is a race. Which, okay.
Yeah,
All
that entire scene with Takuma climbing the mountain with those other dudes is meant to portray how tough wrestling training is. Because in Japan, it is very tough, but that's just like shonenizing it.
Yeah, a little bit. Naked mountain climbing. All right.
Yeah. So Takuma and his crew of naked wrestler dudes end up making it to the summit of this mountain, where Takuma, who finished first, is given the black tiger mask and is given the name Tiger the Dark, as he is the top rookie of this class of trainees out of the Tiger's Den.
Taaaaaiga zaaaa.
Yes.
Okay, so has anyone seen more of this?
I have not, but I'm aware of more of it.
I was tempted and decided against it.
I didn't have time. I will
Yeah, I watched
watch
it
it
half an
later.
hour ago, so I didn't get much of a chance. But it seems like this first episode is very centric around tigers. Is that a continued thing, or does it eventually branch out?
They get all kinds of weird protagonists and antagonists in the show.
But may I point out, Tiger is in the name of the show.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be an ongoing thing.
Well, definitely for like one character or two in this case, but it seems like the entire wrestling league is just focused around tigers.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the whole
Well,
tiger.
well, the company that Takuma works for is named after tigers. Tiger something something.
Tiger
Beat.
No.
That'd be a turn. No one knows who Tiger Beat is because it was a magazine and those don't exist anymore.
I know what Tiger Beat is. I was just
Yeah.
no selling that joke.
All right. Yeah, but he gets the tiger mask, so he is now Taaaaaiga zaaaa, and they always enunciate that as much as they possibly can. I think then we go back to Naoto, and he's
Yep, he is.
At
They
home.
basically use the next scene at home to give exposition. Tiger's Den is controlling a company called Global Wrestling Monopoly, which sounds ominous enough on its own.
that's ballsy, is having monopoly in your company's name.
Yeah. So basically, this global wrestling monopoly controls wrestling organizations all over the world, and they send Tiger Den wrestlers all over the place to kick ass and be the best guys so that they make more money.
But the
and
whole
they're-
Yellow Devil thing was actually a bit of a cock-up because they got kicked out of Japan for it.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to get back in Japan with a new label called WrestleMax.
And the first show is that night, apparently. So meanwhile, Takuma is flying back into Japan to compete on the WrestleMax show with a bunch of his fellow, Tiger's Den rookies. And they have one more experienced guy on board as well, who's going to be main eventing the show against a complete jobber who has been picked out to get his ass kicked by the champion from Tiger Den, Odin. This guy's name is Odin, as I just said. He was there the night that Yellow Devil basically paralyzed Takuma's dad from the waist down, and he remembers this.
Yeah,
But-
his only contribution in that match was telling the young boys to stop hitting the mat, goddammit, basically.
Yeah, he's basically being asshole, bully, upper class guy. So basically, it's more exposition. From there, we move on to they're heading out. Naoto's heading out. He takes his trainer's daughter, I think, with him, Arna, and they head into the mountains to a hospice sort of place where their senpai is, Takuma's dad.
Yeah.
His spirit is broken. He's wheelchair bound. They find him just staring
He
out
just
in the
stares
wilderness.
longingly into the landscape, which is a real thing that people do, and it's actually kind of sad. But
Yeah.
It is very depressing.
But yes, there Naoto informs his former senpai that he will be heading to WrestleMax tonight, and he's going to take down Tiger's Den. To which, finally, the senpai perks up and angrily tells him not to do this, out of concern for Naoto's life. Naoto tells him no. Tonight, he's going to show him what being a real man is all about.
Which, tacitly implies that the guy in the wheelchair that had his spirit broken is not a real man. It's kind of not cool, but, whatever. He's a protagonist. He's hot-blooded. He doesn't really think about that kind of thing.
It makes me sad inside.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I got put in a wheelchair fighting these assholes. What more do you want from me? It's not like he gave up.
That was actually the reason he's so fucked up. If he would have just given up, he probably would have been okay. We still would have broken his neck, but...
Yeah, a little bit of a broken ace up there is what that is. Oops. Oh well. Nurse lady comes over and he's like, hey, could you take care of him for me? Yeah, that's basically my job, but sure. Yeah. She does not look great. Like, a lot of the faces in this look kind of not great. Later on, there's a moment where it looks like her face is a brick.
Yeah, I didn't like that animation for that nurse at all.
Yeah.
I assume she's going to be a recurring character, which is a problem if that doesn't improve.
I have thoughts that she is probably a romantic interest of some sort.
Maybe.
It would make sense.
Because the little sister is being a Siscon, Brocon, whichever one it is. Which
Basically.
is also not a great thing that I'm looking forward to if I ever watch more of the show. Because she's like 8.
I mean,
She's not 8. It's like 14.
yeah, I was gonna say like mid-teens, basically. But I will say we kind of skipped over it. When they hop on the motorcycle together, it does kind of highlight that every male in this universe is just dwarfing the women.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, because they're pro wrestlers, dog.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. It's just kind of struck me. Yeah.
There's going to be lady wrestlers in here at some point. So they head to the tournament. Takuma's in the back with Odin, and he's like, yo, fucker, where's Yellow Devil? And this apparently pisses Odin off. But no fight begins. Takuma just calmly stands up, puts on his Tiger the Dark mask with the glowing red eyes. And that's that. Because Tiger the Dark has an opening match that we don't see, really. We see the opening seconds of the match, the lockup. Tiger the Dark does a cool backflip to escape a punch, and he puts his opponent in a headlock, and that's it.
We get to see him do really well, basically. The implication is that he wins the match without too much difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's impressed because they're like, this guy's just a rookie. Amazing.
Question. If wrestling is real in this setting, does that mean they also still film the drama backstage?
Maybe?
No, because they don't do that in Japan.
Don't they? That's interesting.
No. In Japan, if they're for talking segments in Japan, they just hold it like press conference or interview segments. They don't do it in America where like, oh, this guy's getting a soda from the machine and all of a sudden a confrontation starts in his vicinity like they would do in America.
That's kind of my favorite part of wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah, in Japan,
shit happening backstage.
In Japan, they try and present it as more straight up sport than just, wow, look at all the wacky antics happening backstage the way they do in America.
Okay.
So,
It's actually
meanwhile,
sports edutainment in Japan. Okay.
Yeah. So the dude in the main event against Odin is freaking out backstage because he knows he's going to get his ass kicked. He was paid a lot of money to be there, and he knows he's just there to lose, and he's probably going to lose really badly, and he's scared. And that's when Naoto's trainer, dad, I don't know which, steps in, and he's like, hey, I know that you're going to lose. I have a proposition for you. How about you hear me out?
I think it's implied that he's a doctor, which is how he can get the doctor stop thing to go through.
Yeah. So this leads to our main event. Taaaaaiga the Dark walks back, and our set to lose main event competitor walks past him. He does the whole walkout, does his whole entrance, tries to get the crowd pumped up. No one really cares.
He's like, woo!
No.
Ooh.
No one gives any kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a polite smattering of applause. It's like dead stop, dead silence.
Yeah. So before the match can begin with Odin, Odin like tries to intimidate him, and it works. To the point where his opponent just basically points to the back, like, no, not me. I have an excuse. This isn't happening. Tiger Mask W runs out, which is basically Naoto in a Tiger Mask outfit that's black and blue, and he has like a straight up regular tiger's mask instead of a dark tiger's mask. So he runs out and he shows off his athleticism by jumping on the turnbuckle and pointing to the heavens because he's cool, you see.
I feel like a lot of these little things like that kind of go over my head. Like the significance of him jumping all the way up there and then pointing at the sky. I don't know what that means.
It's his cool wrestler pose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get that.
Yeah. Think JoJo pose. That's basically what that is.
Yeah.
Also, he has a
Yeah.
cape. I don't think you mentioned that. He has a straight up
Yes.
full cape.
The cape is very important.
It's a
Yes.
very nice cape. I'm not gonna lie. I'm into the cape.
Yes. He also has a cape, a long flowing hero's cape, because he is Tiger Mask W. He must be your hero. All right, so at first, the substitution doesn't go over well with Odin. He does not want to fight this other guy. He came in here thinking he was going to get an easy win and look really good and be the head of the new Wrestle Max promotion. But his manager, his agent, her
And
name
presumably his dominatrix also.
Yeah,
Because
slave
she-
driver, dominatrix, whatever you want to call it.
from the tight clothes and the whip and the attitude, all the signs are there.
Hmm.
Miss X sees the tiger mask. Why is there a tiger mask here? I don't understand this. Odin, you ain't backing out of this, asshole. Go fight Tiger Mask. And if you lose, Mask takes his cape off, and he learned nothing from the Incredibles. Bad idea, because the second he takes his cape off, his bum rushes him,
Okay.
beats
Ken,
him up for a little
you're
while,
cutting out
and
a
puts
lot,
him down on the mat
so-
in a chin lock.
Okay.
Just kicks his ass in the first opening second of the match.
All right.
He's too upset.
I am?
Yeah,
No.
you were cutting out all over the place there for a little bit, so we missed like half of that.
Well, damn it. Well, I'll just give you the cliff notes. Odin kicks his ass for the start of the match. Puts
That
Tiger
worked.
Mask in a chin lock. And it's there that we realize these attacks have no effect on Tiger Mask. His training has been way too advanced.
His power level is too high.
It is. It's too high. This
You
is a
got
guy
bored
that-
of fighting bears.
Yeah. What do you think your little punk ass chin lock's gonna do to him? So he gets up, flips out of it, and puts him into an even more painful version of the same move called crossface chicken wing. They call it something else, but that's what it is.
I think it was just chicken wing lock is what she calls it.
Yeah. Where he basically hooks his shoulders along with his face. And then proceeds to suplex him on his shoulder and the back of his head, dislocating his shoulder.
They really like suplexes. I mean, I
It's
get it.
wrestling.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's wrestling, so yeah. I mean, I know there's more, but suplex is pretty popular.
Yeah, at this point,
Not many pile drivers though. That's also a popular one.
that's a career-ending move, Casey. You don't bust that out in the first episode.
Okay. Well, I suppose it would be.
Well, he told you, didn't he? Damn.
Listen, I'm here to educate.
Yeah.
That's my only purpose today.
I'm so glad we have someone who actually knows what they're talking about for this anime. This is
Yeah.
great.
So yeah, Odin wants to quit. He can't quit because Mrs. X is like, yo, if you quit, you're getting the Tiger's execution. There's no detail on what Tiger's execution is, but it's apparently bad enough to make him get up, even with a dislocated shoulder,
All
and
we
go back
get-
into the fight.
All we get for that is like a tiger making a laser face, and then it cuts away.
You will
So-
fear the laser face.
Yeah, apparently.
So yeah, Tiger's execution scares Odin enough that he charges Tiger Mask W for one more desperate rush to try and win this match, and he gets spin kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Are
Coincident-
kicks legal?
Yes, I do it all the time. I do that particular kick that he used to knock out Odin all the time.
I believe you.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Odin's
I mean,
done.
usually you don't actually hit with the kicks, though. It's usually the difference. It's kind of
Sure, I don't hit with the kicks all the time.
Isn't it more like you actually make contact, but you're more pushing than you are actually striking?
I pull the kick. I don't actually try to kick their head. I don't kick through their head. I stop at their head
Ah, gotcha.
because I don't like killing people.
Yeah, that's not great. This show seems to
Coincidentally-
like it, though.
Yeah. Coincidentally, I also have a story about almost killing someone with a kick, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, Tiger Mask knocks a dude out with a kick, and instead of going for the win, he leaves the ring and gets counted out. He loses, Odin wins, but Tiger Mask W's point was made.
Yeah. He actually tells the ref to make the call for what to do, and then he leaves. And then, because Tiger Mask is no longer there, Miss X, if I can name, hey, just count him for ring out. That's how this works, right? Do what I fucking say. So he does.
Yeah. So Tiger Mask wins the battle, but loses the match. At least according to
Daisuke-san.
yeah. Oh, you had his name?
It wasn't hard to remember.
Well,
It was
damn.
for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it was
on.
for me too. So yeah, Daisuke, the guy that got paralyzed at the start of the show, is like he understands what happened here. Tiger Mask was just sending a message, and as he leaves, Tiger Mask W goes face to face with Tiger the Dark. They pass each other.
Taaaaaiga's dark.
You enjoy that way too
Thank you.
much.
No, I don't. I'm mostly mocking it, but sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the description for this show, isn't it?
With multiple A's, yes. For every part of it, including Tiger.
So yeah, that's the episode, guys.
I honestly liked it.
It was
Not
okay.
Not sure it was enough to make me want to watch more, but yeah, it might be. So yeah, I liked it. I honestly do like the whole angle of two people who both are fighting against the same cause, one from within and one from without. So
Yeah, there's Code Geass did a very similar thing. But with giant robots.
yes, well, that one had one of them. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. In Tiger Mask W, they're doing the same thing, only with sweaty dudes in like tight spandex.
But exactly the same amount of spin kicking.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Uh,
Funny how that works out.
yeah, go figure.
All right, any more thoughts?
I thought this was alright. I was very into it at the beginning. As like, okay, that dude kicked that dude's chest open. Alright. All right, okay, I'll go with this. Global wrestling monopoly, huh? Okay, I'll settle in here, and then it got to the dude that was in the hospice, and then it came back to him to say he lost the match, but he won the battle, and I was no longer into it.
Yeah, it took me out of it too, kind of. But like, this whole thing has like a bigger story to tell. There's like 40 episodes of it. That being said, there are a shit ton of cameos in this show from like actual wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling that I know. There was one in this episode, Kazuchika Okada, that I like got really happy to see that guy. And there will be more, but no one knows these things but me, so that's cool. It was okay. I'll probably like it if I saw more episodes. This was basically just an introduction, and I didn't need one, so yeah.
I feel like this would be a really fun show, and you could easily get very invested in it, honestly. It doesn't really appeal to me specifically, but yeah, if you're even mildly interested in wrestling, this would be a great episode, or a great show to watch.
Blush, thoughts?
No interest whatsoever. My suspension of disbelief did not make it.
Yeah, okay. I can see that too.
Right.
Very well.
Shall we?
Naked mountain climbing is still fucking hilarious.
Hey, you gotta put your body on the line if you want to be a professional wrestler.
Or a professional sport of any sort.
Basically. Where else in wrestling is a dude gonna cut you with a razor across the chest just and get away with it because the referee does not care?
All
It
right.
makes me wonder why the two tigers didn't go after the referee.
I don't know. Young boys don't do that for reasons. Seniority, respect. I don't know. It's Japan.
Yeah.
I have no reason for this. Okay. So for the next on a random number generator, it will be 6.
That would be F. Okay,
It's not a good letter to shout. I don't know if I want that.
F.
the
Please not
number
fairy
is
tale.
40 The number is 41.
If it is fairy tale, that just means we can get it over with.
All right, fairy tale. Let's see what we get. I don't think it'll be fairy tale. But you are damn close. It's 2.
You're right, it's not fairy tale. Fairy tale is number 1. What we're getting instead is, oh dear, Fantasista doll.
What?
Okay. That what?
Fantasy.
That's not as bad as it sounds. Probably. This original story revolves around cute little dolls who fight and power up with special cards.
You were wrong.
Match Bell.
No. Blush, Kenji, you have your vetoes.
You know what? We're 6 months in.
But let's take a look at the Wikipedia summary just for a little more detailed. Uzume Uno, a girl who used to be an elite player at card tournaments, is one day given a curious device which uses special cards to summon artificially intelligent female wolf. Okay, no, never mind.
Why are there so many shows like this?
Is this another cash grab?
I wager it is.
I should have known right from the intro with,
Yes.
special cards and cute dolls. Yeah, no contest. I'm vetoing this.
All right, marked as a veto.
We've gotten like 15 of these shows.
Well, you gotta sell those trading cards or whatever.
All right, Blush, you are now the only one on the podcast who still has a veto for 2018.
I feel so powerful.
You are
Yeah.
powerful.
Well, I remember that Casey said that last year. Then along came Agent Aika.
Oh my goodness.
You remember that?
I don't. So I'm okay with that. All right. From the top.
All right, then. All right, from the tip of your top. 25.
25. Okay, that's...
Why? Oh no,
Is
that's
Is it Z?
Ah, yes, it's
Zed.
Z. All right.
Zed.
How many of those do we have?
All right. 12.
We were just in Z. We just did Zoids.
Zero notes Skyma.
3.
3.
It's not.
Well,
on.
this could go either way. Zonkyo no Terror. Terror in Resonance.
Damn it, I wanted Thatch Bell.
Sounds pretty familiar.
I know this name. On a summer day, suddenly an immense terrorist bomb struck Tokyo. The culprits behind the act woke up this complacent nation with just 2 boys. The culprits, known as Sphinx now, begin a massive game that envelops Japan.
Wow, this seems interesting.
That does seem really familiar.
Can you link it? I swear to God, I've seen this.
Also, it has a dub.
Oh, yeah, I think I have seen at least the first episode of this. I don't remember it enough to even give any kind of judgment, so I look forward to seeing it again.
Here's a more detailed summary for the dub. Painted in red, the word VON, V-O-N, is left behind after a terrorist attack on a nuclear facility in Japan. The government is shattered by their inability to act, and the police are left frantically searching for ways to crack down the perpetrators. The public are clueless until 6 months later, a strange video makes its way onto the internet. In that, 2 teenage boys who identify themselves only as Sphinx directly challenge the police, threatening to cause destruction mayhem across Tokyo. Unable to stop the mass panic quickly spreading through the city and desperate for any leads in their investigation, the police struggle to act effectively against these terrorists, with Detective Kenjiro Shiitake caught in the middle of it. Zonkyo no Terror tells the story of 9 and the 2 boys behind the masked figures of they should not exist, yet they are strong. They make the fall in the hopes of burying their own tragic truth.
Why do I know this show?
Is this supposed to be some sort of horror, or is it just thriller?
It says-
I don't know.
It says thriller.
It's probably something similar in tone to Death Note.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds Death Note-y.
It does quite a lot.
Maybe you're just projecting Death Note vibes onto the show, Casey. Maybe that's why you think you know it.
No, I've heard the name. I don't know where, though. It's very strange. But
Watch it be a specific scene from the show, like that.
Oh god,
that
yeah.
one.
The vampire one. Yeah. Could be. Watched a lot of YouTube list videos. Clickbaity.
Either way, sounds better than the doll anime.
Yeah.
Right then. So next week's anime is going to be Zonkyo no Terror or Terror in Resonance.
Sounds good.
Oh, right. Blush. Me and Slicer. I literally just read your name as Spiderness, so it was very confusing for a second. Me and
Can you change
Slicer.
that back, by the way? I can't change it.
That makes it even... Okay, fine, I'll change it back. But yeah, me and Slicer are part of the Dub Club, whereas Patient and Kenji are in the Sub Squad. Which would you prefer? Since you basically, we have 2 and 2, so whichever you prefer.
I usually prefer the subs.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. We're outnumbered then, since Zero usually prefers the sub.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Oh, yeah, he does, because he's weird.
Sub Club has numbers now. Also, me and Patient can beat you up.
I mean, you can try. I'm still me, so
Me and Patient can beat Casey up.
there you go.
That sounds
No, I
unfair
wouldn't.
numbers-wise, but sure.
Now,
I mean-
I wouldn't have any reason to beat up Casey. Why would I want to do that? Unless he made me angry.
Yeah, Casey.
You wouldn't like your buddies angry.
But don't worry, I can be very, very patient.
No.
I swear to God. I saw that coming from a mile away.
Alright, is this the part where Casey ends the show before any more jokes can be made at his expense?
Oh,
think
if,
so.
if Patient telegraphs his punches like he telegraphs his jokes, I think I'm going to be fine, to be honest.
Nice.
Alright, so... I'm proud of that one. Alright, so... Zankyo no Terra is the thing we're watching next week. I don't know why I know it. It might be the same freaking video of something really gory happening at some point, but who knows.
Well, let's hope you know by next week.
Hopefully. Doubt it.
Otherwise, it's going to be bothering you even more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
shit, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, that could happen.
So, bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
See y'all.